Welcome back. Hi, my name is Melissa Soriano, and I am a wellness mentor. And I've really been thinking about the word grief. So I thought, why not create a segments of videos that talk about the stages of grief, what they are, how you might react to them, and how do you get through them? So, one of the misconceptions of grief is that it's something you feel after the death of someone, but it's not. The definition of grief is great loss. Anything that may cause you great loss is grief. Maybe it's a divorce, a loss of a relationship. Maybe your child got married and this is grief for you because they've always been in your life and now they have their own life. For some people, it's retirement. Retirement may not be something they're looking forward to because it's a reminder that their youth is gone. There are so many different types of grief. And with everything we have going on in the world today, I figured why not touch base on grief, right? Why not? Some of us are grieving the loss of a job, which means there's no income and we don't know how to deal with the feelings that we're feeling. So I want to touch base. I want to go over grief with you, but I think it's important that you have a connection with me. Because you might be thinking, okay, well, what do you know about grief? So let me share my biggest grief story, if you will. So my husband, Mike, was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, and he did live for 2.5 years with the cancer. And through that time, I felt that I was preparing myself for grief. Once we knew that he was not going to recover, you think that you're preparing yourself for grief, like you're going to be ready for it when it comes. I read books and I tried to think ahead and I was prepared. You're not prepared. You're not prepared. Until you're in that situation where that loss has happened, you're not prepared. So I made it a whole 10 months fooling myself, saying that I was perfectly fine while I was deteriorating physically, mentally. I couldn't function on a day-to-day basis and everything around me was crumbling, but I thought I had it all under control. So I want to give you tools. I want to help you identify grief. I want to help you understand why it happens, why we go through these stages of grief. So with what I would like to teach you, I had gone through a program at a church that I was currently with, and it was called Good Grief. So I thought, why not go surround myself with people who are grieving and different stages of grieving, and maybe I could learn something. And it was very eye-opening. It was eye-opening because it first taught me that grief is not just the loss of someone. I had been grieving several times through my life, and I didn't even know it. So with this book, there are 10 stages of grief, and you may not go through every stage, and you may not go through it in order. There are certain things that I could relate to in these 10 stages of grief, and there were some that I could not, and that was okay. And don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't grieve over something, or you can't grieve in that way. Because we all grieve differently and we all grieve over different things. So what I would like to do is I would like to offer you these segments of the different stages, the 10 different stages. I will let you know what those stages are. We will talk about how you might react in those stages and what you can do to get through them. So what I need from you is I need you to share with me. Share with me. We are united when we share our experiences in life. Share your grief experience, whether it was from the past, whether it's happening to you right now, or maybe it's something you fear in the future, right? Because there are things we know are going to happen in the future. For me, I don't like getting older. I don't want to lose my youth, but I know it's going to happen. So even though there are things that happen in our life that we can't control, by having knowledge and understanding how it works, it gives us some of that control back. And that's what I want to do for you. I want to give you some control back. So message me. Let me hear your stories. There is no judgment here. And I will do my best. I can't promise you that there's going to be a step every day, but I will do my best to get those steps out there so that we can work through the grief process together.